and it's a mama bear and her 2 cubs.
All right, we're on the run. We just saw him cross the road, and I feel like I'm in the movie.
I think she's gone now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the movie Twister. Probably like a bear's den right there. See that?
Welcome everyone to Grand Teton National Park. Hi. Hi there. Can I get the America the Beautiful pass?
US 89.
It's $80
Okay.
for that. I'll have you go ahead and swipe through there, straight facing you.
All right, so what do you know?
Official. So we paid $80 to get the America the Beautiful pass, which will get us into all of the national parks. And
In
there's
2.4 miles, take a slight
other
left
national
turn.
monuments and stuff that we'll be able to get into now, and it's good for a year. So we are official.
Yeah, so if you're coming to the national parks, like we're doing the Grand Tetons for a few days, and then we're heading up to Yellowstone for I think 4 days. So if you had to pay for that every day, of course that would make no sense.
It's $35 a day.
Yeah, 35 bucks a day. So $80 for the pass, and it gets you into all kinds of places. Like where we are in Oregon, there's a lighthouse and some things that we can get in, all kinds of different forest or national monument type stuff, like you said. So definitely worth it if you're going to stay. When we are in Yellowstone, we are staying in the park, so we wouldn't have to pay those specific days, but just the time that we're going to be spending in Tetons was worth it. So keep that in mind. America the Beautiful pass, you can get it prior to even coming. You can order it online.
Right, but it takes a couple weeks. So I looked at that. You can pre-purchase online, same price, but it takes a couple weeks to get it, and you cannot use your phone as a scan, so you have to have the physical card. So if you're late getting it, you might as well just wait until you get to the park.
All right, there you go.
Arrived.
All right, so we are now at Oxbow Bend Turnout, and as you can see from the foliage, it's absolutely beautiful. We're in the first week in October, so the summer crowd's gone. Still crowded, but not even as bad as I thought it would be. We're able to find parking pretty much anywhere. It is 10 a.m., so it might get worse as the day goes on. Yeah. Okay, so the Tetons are there. Fortunately, you just can't see them, but absolutely beautiful. Definitely a place to come for a sunrise that we'll have to keep in mind.
Look at all that color.
Yeah, it's nuts. We are on Mormon Row, which is just a couple miles into the entrance from the south side of the Tetons, and this is just a really spectacular place for photos at sunrise or sunset. I'll show you a couple photos. We got here this morning before sunrise, and there were already 20-30 photographers out here. So if you like photography, you definitely want to stop by Mormon Row. Also a nice place just to come visit, because you can learn a little bit of the history of the settlement and what have you, the folks that were here prior to this becoming a national park. So definitely worth a stop. All right, so we were just heading down to see some bison for the sunset.
I'm so excited to drive.
We know we can see the bison anytime, but driving down, all of a sudden people just stopped and braked hard on the other side of the road, and we got out and a giant elk flew by, giant rack.
I got a couple photos with my phone.
Yeah, just a huge.
But Jason couldn't get the camera out quick enough.
And then all of a sudden.
And then Jason told me to look across the road and see if any more were coming. I look across the road, and it's a mama bear and her 2 cubs.
Yeah.
So
we
and some people are saying it's $3.99.
The famous bear, and I think she's had triplets multiple times. Supposedly one of her triplets got hit and killed, unfortunately, and so we think this is her and her 2 cubs. Unfortunately, we got a couple shots, but the grass is really high. So weren't able to see him too well.
I do have a picture of her right by the cars. So I've got her and one of the babies right next to the road. So we'd be able to, maybe try to.
I didn't get a good photo of it, I should say. Anyway, that was awesome. We talked about hopes that we'd be able to see a bear, and we did. So that, I mean, we've seen.
This is our first day. We've seen it all. Check mark. Check mark.
Talk about a magical day to start out the way we did, and to end it like this. Can't ask for anything better. This has just been awesome.
Right. It hasn't even been 12 hours.
So we're gonna try to follow it. They're coming through this marsh, and we're hoping this road here turns left. We're gonna try to
there's
stop
people
off.
pulled off up here that were back with us.
Oh, they were, yeah, smart idea, because when they come out of these bushes right here,
right,
So hopefully we'll see him again, and hopefully we can get you guys some more shots. All right, so we found out from these tour guides here that the bear is actually 620. Oh, 610?
610.
610 in her cubs.
And her 2 cubs.
All right, we're on the run. We just saw him cross the road, and I feel like I'm in the movie.
I think she's gone now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the movie Twister. We're chasing tornadoes. But I think she went in the woods.
She went in the woods.
And it's crazy to think, just to see the crowd. It's kind of unfortunate the way it is, but it is what it is. All right, unfortunately, only saw him for a second, but now here comes all the fun. Okay, so this is a freaking cluster.
This is crazy.
I mean, if you want to see people fight and get angry and just act like a bunch of morons, spot a bear at the Grand Tetons. I mean, it was cool to see, and we're gonna keep trying to find one, but we're not gonna drive and act like a bunch of morons. You just have people slamming brakes, making U-turns in the middle of the road. I mean, it's a free for all.
When she first crossed the road, cars just like parked her. What?
Bear.
A mama bear and 2 cubs. Oh, sweet. Yeah.
We should have chased you for a while.
How many hours has it been?
A few. That was awesome. All right, so that was pretty awesome. We finally found her.
We saw her. That was a fifth sighting.
Yeah, they crossed the water. The babies crossed the water. Unfortunately, that was even a 500mm lens, and we still didn't get very close. But nobody wanted to get too close and bother them, which is great. We could have moved in way closer. People wanted to, but they did, and they stayed back. Won't be fantastic photos by any means, but cool experience.
We got to see her. I had my binoculars, so I got to watch. I had to watch the last little baby as he ran up the hill.
And then a kayaker got right in our way.
Yeah, so cool. Everybody's photos has a guy in a red kayak in it. Everybody's talking about it. It's all what I always wanted was a picture of a red kayak.
But for that guy, he's out here just kayaking the Snake River, and he's got bear and 2 cubs crossed right in front of him. So yeah, I don't think you can get much better than that. All right, so hey, that's day one.
That's day 1.
Coming to an end.
Let's see. So we saw
moose first thing in the morning.
We saw 2 moose. Mooses. 2 different moose. We saw pronghorn antelope. We saw a couple elk. We saw a couple herds of buffalo. And we saw mama bear 610 and her 2 babies.
Goodness gracious. Okay, I think we can go home now.
Phew.
So I guess the moral of the story is, even if you don't have great weather, which with the smoke and stuff we didn't, still just an awesome day. All right, so we've got on our way back home, magnificent sunset, and now we're waiting for buffalo to cross the road. That's why we had the traffic jam. All right, so we're down at Schwabacher's Landing in the Grand Tetons. Got here at sunrise.
Before sunrise.
Before sunrise, yeah, an hour before sunrise. And we are freezing. So cold, but absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So a lot of people come here because you can get the reflection of the Grand Tetons in the water. This place is just awesome. We're stopping here, and there's probably, I don't know, 200 buffalo just on the side of the road. I mean, it's too cool. We saw a moose this morning, which was unbelievable. Was out at sunrise taking a photo, and he came and just happened to be in the perfect spot. But check out all these awesome buffalo. All right, so we are at Taggart Lake Trailhead. Our first hike that we're actually doing. One of the most popular, so if you're gonna do this one, it's about 3 miles if you just do the main Taggart Lake Loop, but you can also hike an extra mile up to, I believe it's Bradley Lake. It's supposed to be pretty beautiful, so we'll wait and see how we feel.
It's early.
It's
I feel
early.
good right now.
It's in the 30s, so we won't sweat to death.
Now we've had our bagels, so
Yeah, we should have all kinds of energy.
we go run now.
But anyway, if you do want to do it, show up before 9 a.m. if you can. We came yesterday
Yeah, we drove by.
it was probably noon-ish, whatever. There had to be 100 plus cars
The
out
parking
here.
lot was completely filled, and
Yeah.
both sides of the road were lined for a good probably half mile.
So it's 9 o'clock now, and we were able to get a spot in the parking lot.
Yeah, there's
so.
a bunch of open spots in the parking lot.
Yep, I'd say between 9 and 10 you should be fine. And a really beautiful hike. As you can see, not too many places are you going to get this kind of view. So as you guys saw from our video yesterday, there are bears, there are moose, there's wildlife out here. So make sure you have your bear spray. You can purchase it in town. I think the visitor center's got some. We happen to already have some at home, so we just brought ours. But luckily, a trail like this, you can have a lot of people hiking it. But if you're going to do it early without anybody around, definitely be prepared. Hopefully, not going to get attacked by any bear or anything, but better safe than
I
sorry.
went up there for the snow.
Oh yeah. This would be awesome to do in the snow. Look at these cool trees.
Already lost all their leaves.
Yeah, we live in the Northwest, and it's already beautiful enough there, but walking through here, crazy. I mean, that first, not even 100 yards, and all of a sudden we're already in a waterfall. Got the beautiful fall colors out. Awesome trail. I have a feeling we're going to be in for quite the hike here. Almost a Taggart Lake. Absolutely stunning hike. Have to do it. I'd say it's moderate.
Yeah, it starts uphill, but now it's flat.
Yeah, flat, easy,
The last half mile's flat.
wide as can be. Views are awesome, and we haven't even gotten to the lake yet. So if you get a chance and you want to do some hiking, definitely do this hike. And what we're going to do is we've got about half mile left to Taggart Lake, come back, and then we're going to head up a mile to Bradley Lake, and then we'll let you guys know if that's any good.
Taggart Lake Trail parking lot. Oh, you can use it.
What do you think of that view?
That's absolutely insane. I don't think I'm seeing it with my eyes.
All right, so Taggart Lake was pretty much a 10 out of 10. You don't see too many views like that in your lifetime. So now we're going to head up from here. Bradley Lake is a mile and a, what, 1.4
miles, it said. And it's a different trail than what we came in on. So it looks like we kind of go around the lake.
So once all said and done, we'll loop in about 4 miles total.
Yeah.
Because we're going to walk up here an extra mile. But we'll see how this one looks and let you know if it's worth taking the trip to the next one.
So we were walking along the trail, and another couple passed us and pointed to this little pasture, little meadow thing in the middle of trees, and there's a moose laying down.
Okay, so Taggart Lake, pretty easy. Highly recommend it. We're on our way up to this other one,
Bradley.
Bradley, and it added an extra mile, 1.4, and it's straight up the hill.
Yeah.
So we
and we're only here on day 2, so we haven't acclimated to the elevation.
yeah.
We're a little out of breath.
So if you're a hiker, perfectly fine. You have no issue. If you don't hike, and you just don't do it. But hopefully when we get to the lake, we can show you what it looks like, and then you don't have to do it. We're taking the pain for you. So other than me and Kim talking, it is so quiet out here. If you take this other loop, very few people do it because it is tougher. But we've only passed one couple in the last half hour or so. All right, so Bradley Lake, not still absolutely beautiful, but I wouldn't say that if you do Taggart's better as far as the view goes. Here it's an overlook, but it's kind of in between trees. I'll show you some photos. It's still beautiful, and if you want to hike, it's definitely worth it, especially since we saw a moose, which we wouldn't have seen. Some other people said they saw a bunch of elk running around. We haven't seen them. And the hike itself is great, but it's hard, and it adds an extra mile plus, right? So
Yeah, mile in, mile out.
as you saw, it was uphill, like we said, and pretty tiring. So just keep that in mind. I think it's definitely worth it. But if you don't enjoy hiking, just do the Taggart Lake, and you'll be happy as a clam.
So refreshing. So that's the first patch of berries we found. It's a little concerning. And we also found appears to be a urine trail.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Keep your eyes out in areas where there's berries, because that's what the bears, of course, are feeding off of
This time of year.
this time of year. So fish aren't running. That's springtime. So berries before hibernation for them. So they say just be bear aware.
Berries
You
and
see-
humans.
Yeah, it's humans. Let's hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah, so if you see a bunch of berries, you know you're probably in. Oh, my glasses are so fogged, I'm sweating so bad. If you see berries, just keep your eyes peeled for bears. So you're probably in the area somewhere. All right, so it's time for Bear Education 101. I looked it up last night because I knew we'd be in bear territory. If you see a bear, just back away from it calmly. 99% of the time, they're just gonna go about their business. Like yesterday, they didn't want nothing to do with humans. But if they come at you, that's when you have to use the bear spray. I hope that works. They say if they touch you, you want to play dead. And then if they keep attacking you, as you're laying there playing dead, you basically fight for your life. The best part that I read is that if you find one stalking you, you just have to fight, because at that point, you're the meal.
He wants you.
Yeah, so if you notice a bear stalking you and they attack, fight for your life, because they mean to make you dinner. All right, folks, so that is Taggart Lake hike. It's pretty awesome. A couple suggestions, like I said before, come early for sure if you want the best. You want the most quiet, you want the best views, you want the best chance of seeing wildlife.
And it's cooler.
Exactly, we're gonna be my next point.
No, sorry.
It was 32 degrees,
38 once we started hiking.
so freezing cold, but it was funny. Once you start hiking, clothes were coming off. I mean, it didn't take
Right, 'cause
long.
It starts off flat and then it really starts climbing the hill.
And so we're passing people right now. It's close to noon, and they're just heading up, and it's hot. It's gonna be a bear. And then again, when we come out here, I'll show you the parking lot. I'm sure it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. So if you do plan to do the hike, definitely do it early in the morning. You're gonna enjoy it much more. And again, you don't have to start that early.
No.
I'm talking 9 o'clock. But yeah, definitely add it to your list of things to see and do if you like to hike, because it is beautiful, and good chance of seeing some lakes and wildlife. All right, so we are now on the Moose Wilson Road, and this takes you to the towns of Moose and Wilson. The reason it's called the Moose Road is because supposedly really good chance of seeing moose on this road. It's narrow, 25-mile-an-hour road. They say that no trucks, no trailers, anything over 24?
Yeah,
23 or 24 feet. Our truck, I think, is right around 20 to 22, and it's totally fine. When they say it's narrow and windy, it's not that narrow or that windy, but I wouldn't suggest bringing anything bigger than a, your regular standard truck. As far as the colors go, this is probably one of the coolest spots we've seen so far. So anyway, we'll show you what this road's like, and might recommend making the trip, hopefully. So on the Moose Wilson Road, you'll come to the Rockefeller Preserve. It's the newest addition to the Tetons National Park. And the reason for it is, if you go through the Teton National Park, of course, you can have as many people in there as they can fit. And so there's days where it's just, you're not gonna be able to hike, you're not gonna be able to see things because you just got a million people, especially in the summer. This specific preserve, they've only got parking for maybe 30 vehicles. They don't let you park on the road. So 30 vehicles is it, and then you can walk along this preserve. And the idea was Rockefeller wanted an area where people could have peace and quiet, tranquility, whatever what he had when he was in this national park, and so that's why they created that. But in order to see it, we drove through real quick just to see the parking, and a guy did find a spot at 12:30, but really they say you got to be there before 9. Really the best time to go anyway. We didn't do it. I might do a little bit more research on it to see if it is worth it, but they did say, from what I read, that there could be moose and things in there. I don't know if there's any real views of the Tetons in there or not, because unfortunately we haven't done it. So maybe add it to your list of things to research when you come, and give it a shot, and then you guys can let us know if it's any good. All right, so we got our first black bear on this Moose Wilson Road. There's a turnout, really neat turnout, and dusk or dawn, those are the times you want to be out there. They say usually in the heat of the day, it's almost 70 now, they're usually sleeping, and you don't see them very much. But I guess a family had spooked a black bear who was up in a tree sleeping, and the black bear came down, ran down the hill and then across, and then Kim's got eagle eyes. Actually, no, I saw Russell. I got eagle eyes. She doesn't have eagle eyes.
This time.
It was rustling, and then all of a sudden Kim saw it running and then jumped up on a log, and it was quite a ways away, so didn't get a very good shot of it, but still cool. We got to see it. Kim had binoculars out, so
I get to watch him.
another tip, definitely bring a set of binoculars. Yes. I have a long lens zoom on mine, but her binoculars are so clear. I don't even know brand or whatever, but
they're Bushnells.
Bushnells, yeah. So maybe if I find them, I could add a link or something, but super. I mean, those are fantastic. So we are now at Jenny Lake. This is where you can come and take the boat across the water, and then there's the Hidden Falls over that way now. During COVID, they are still running, but I think it's done.
Yeah, I think
because of the time we're here. So tomorrow morning, hope would be to come here for sunrise and then hike it, because again, probably the most popular hike here, and you're gonna deal with hundreds of people if you don't get up early. All right, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Last day in the Tetons, unfortunately. Up at 5 a.m. this morning for the sunrise. Absolutely beautiful. The fall colors. If you can make it the last week of September, the first week of October, it's when they say the colors are the best, and they're absolutely fantastic. I can't even imagine it ever being any better. Other than winter, maybe, if you want to deal with snow and stuff, but I'm sure it's really beautiful then when the mountain caps have snow on them. So checked out our place at Snake River Lodge in the Tetons. We thought that was a fantastic place to stay, very comfortable, which is what we needed because we didn't spend any time there. I mean, we were 5, 6, 7 hours and we were gone. So pretty expensive for the fact that we didn't really get to use any of the amenities or anything, especially during COVID, but we just didn't have time. So recommendation would be, if you do come, stay closer to the town of Jackson itself. You'll save half an hour every morning traveling in. It took us an extra half an hour. We found out that there was a back road that we could have took that would have been faster. The problem is that hey, he's got a good shot there.
Is there something out there?
No, it's just a cool shot of the trees. The problem is you just got an extra half hour to your day, and when you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning to try to come to sunrise, that makes it pretty rough. But highly recommend the Tetons. This place is awesome. No way is 2.5 days enough. We're getting ready to go on a hike now to Jenny Lake that takes you to the hidden waterfall and then also to Inspiration Point. But I mean, we didn't even scratch the surface. You could probably do it in a day if you wanted to just see the turnoffs. But if you want to see, wildlife or do any hiking or anything like that, you need at least a minimum of 3 days, in my opinion. So anyway, we'll go do the hike, show you what that's all about, and then off to Yellowstone. All right, and we're off on the Jenny Lake Trail to Hidden Falls and Inspiration Point. As you can see, we're bundled up. Kim's got her bear mace. She's ready for an attack. It is 32 degrees. I think it was low of what?
It was 27 at
27
8 o'clock.
when we were taking photos. We did see people going out on a hike with shorts on. So
Well, I think they were runners.
Oh, runners?
Yeah.
I think they're doing a longer part of the trail because I couldn't imagine being in shorts right now. So
I have
see how it goes.
2 long sleeves, an Omni heat jacket. I've got long thermal running pants on and flannel pants.
You are well prepared. This is crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's nuts. All right, so first couple sections of this trail already absolutely amazing. I mean, I was just telling Kim, I think we're taking it for granted because every which way you turn, it's just unbelievably beautiful. And in the past, I used to have to dig into my camera bag every time I wanted to take a photo. And I saw somebody had this clip that you can just clip on from Peak Design that I can just easily take my camera off and on at any point because I've already taken, I don't know, 5 photos in the last 5 minutes, and before I'd have to take off my backpack. Ooh, berries. And right now I've got my tripod hooked up to it, so it wouldn't be as easy to take photos. So if you're a photographer or you want easy access to your camera, highly recommend this little clip from Peak Design because it just makes getting to your gear so much faster when you want it, especially here when if you're running into wildlife or something like that, you don't have time to be digging in your bag to get your camera out. You got to be ready to go. So I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in that. Highly recommend it.
So the area we're walking through, a fire had gone through here. I don't know when it was. We'll have to look that up, see how long ago it was. But we were saying how had it not gone through here, you probably wouldn't even be able to see the Tetons back here.
Yeah.
You can just see the dead snags out there. But you're able to see the mountains.
So basically with this thing, just hit a button, unsnap it, and I can take a quick photo. And the cool thing is, you can just snap it right back on and you're ready to go. Yeah, it must be an extreme close-up. Hi. Probably like a bear's den right there.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
So on this trail they've got, once you get into the forested area, they got a couple little trails that go off the main trail. And you can walk deeper into the forest, and when you get in here, it's eerie. I mean, it's quiet. You see a bunch of berries. Look like potentially a bear den. But man, it's adrenaline rush. It makes your heart beat because it's pretty freaky, and we're not going to chance our luck. We're not trying to. It'd be cool to see a bear in its own environment, but we're not hunting for them. So pretty neat though, just to go off the trail a little bit, just to see what's back here in the deep forest, because it is quiet and you can just hear all the nature and what have you. So taking the walk up to Inspiration Peak, and you have to walk up granite. It's not the most dangerous thing in the world. You have quite a bit of room, but it's a pretty good incline down from the waterfall, Hidden Falls. So just be careful. Beautiful though. Okay, how do your legs feel?
A little wobbly.
A little jello-y?
A little bit.
That was not the
hairy.
worst, not the worst thing in the world, but
No. It's not so bad that they have to put a rope or anything.
yeah, when you look down to your left though and you see that you're gonna just fall to granite, that would hurt really bad if you survived it.
Yeah. Well, especially now with COVID too, because everybody's trying to stay far apart. So luckily, a lot of people, like we did, will pull off to the side and just let others go by, or wait at a landing point, so you don't have to try to pass in the middle of the narrow granite part.
But beautiful, it's worth it. I mean, it's a cool hike. One of the rangers was talking to somebody else too, and they said that a lot of people like to go to Lake Solitude, and it's beautiful if you've seen pictures. It's another 6 miles or something,
6 miles, I think.
and they said that there is no solitude because everybody's hiking it. So you get there, and he said you'll be with about 100 other people. But his recommendation was once you come up here to Inspiration Point, you can continue on into the canyon area, and he says you might see 5 other people. So that was his tip, is skip Lake Solitude and just go up to the canyon area.
Yeah, and what he
which
said
is
was
about 3 miles or so.
from Inspiration Point, he said it's about 4 miles up, you would come to a fork. So I'm assuming there'll be a sign to Lake Solitude. And he said instead of going that way, head the other way, and that's the way to get into the canyon.
So we would love to have done it, but we don't have, each one of us is carrying probably a 30-40 pound pack full of gear, and I'm in jeans, so really don't have the plan wasn't to do that. We're trying to get to Yellowstone today, so we just wanted to do the hike here to the falls and then up to Inspiration Point. So now we still have another, I don't know, 2.5 miles just to get back. So we got quite a bit of a hike, and by the time it's said and done, it's going to be a few hours of our day gone. So we had to plan it accordingly. If you're going to go that far, you would need to take a whole day for it. So we finished it. How many miles?
Just under 6.
6 miles. What time is it?
12:10.
12:10. So we started 8:30-ish. I think we pulled in the parking lot.
Yeah.
On the way there, saw a couple folks. On the way back, 50. I mean, it's one of those things where if you're gonna hike it, I mean, the hike is a 10 out of 10, no doubt about it. You're not gonna find anything like this anywhere. And we live in the Northwest. We have beautiful hikes, and this is beyond words how beautiful it is, but it's tough. I mean, it's, you know, if you hike, you know, it's not going to be that hard for you, but if you don't hike, you know, if you can't do 6 miles, there's not really much for you to see. I mean, you've got to go in and then back, so.
Right, because it's just 2 miles just to Hidden Falls. So it's 2 miles out, 2 miles back.
Yeah.
And then we climb the hill up to Inspiration Point. So,
All right.
yeah.
But anyway, so now that's done, and we are heading to Yellowstone. So hope you enjoyed our tour of the Tetons. I mean, it's just one of those things where I'd come back here every single year if I could, because you'll just never see it all.
No.
You know, and you can spend days. They've just hundreds of hikes that are miles and miles,
No.
15, 20 mile long hikes. So you could spend a whole day.
We
just
only did
hiking,
2 baby hikes.
Right. Yeah. And not even babies. They're 6 miles
Well,
total.
yeah,
So.
but compared to what you could do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So hope you guys enjoyed, and off to Yellowstone we go.
See ya.